Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, good afternoon, my student.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Okay, how are you today?
I'm fine, ma'am.
Okay, Alhamdulillah. Let's pray before we start our activity. Let's pray together. Okay, we is absent today. Okay, please write your name on the absent list as a proof of your attendance today. Before we continue our lesson, I want to ask you some questions. Please remind again, okay, who can explain what we have learned last week?
News item, ma'am.
Okay, news item. Do you still remember why in news item text we use simple past?
Because news item has happened, ma'am, and news item must use simple past tense. Event was happened, ma'am.
Because the event in the news item has happened, that's why we use simple past. Is it right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Fio. You are smart. I think we can start now. Our lesson objective for today are student can catch certain information in the news. Student can catch the topic in the news. Student can catch words meaning in the news, and student can catch the main idea in the news that is heard. Today we are going to discuss about types of question. We focus only for type of question. It's about the topic of the text, the main idea of a paragraph, certain information, and words meaning. The first discussion, we come to the topic. The topic is another words for subject. It answers the question who or what is the paragraph or article about. The topic is stated as a single word or phrase, not a complete sentence. How to find the topic? One way to find the topic is reading or listening is to see or to hear whether one word is repeated in the paragraph. It is important to consider the author is using any synonyms for a word that might be the topic. The second discussion is how to find the main idea. The main idea is the key concept being expressed. Main idea help us to understand the point of the writer is attempting to express. The main idea of a paragraph is the author's message about the topic. It is often expressed directly or it can be implied. Where are the main idea found? It is easy to identify a main idea that is directly expressed in the text. Main ideas are often found at the beginning of paragraph. The first sentence often explains the subject being discussed in the passage. Main ideas are also found in the concluding sentences of a paragraph. The main idea can be expressed as a summation of the information in the paragraph, as well as a link to the information in the next paragraph. The example of the question, what is paragraph 1 about? What is the main idea of last paragraph? The fourth paragraph is about blah blah blah. Okay, have you understood?
Yes, ma'am.
The third question, it's about certain information or specific information. Or listening for Specific information involves understanding what information or what kind of information you are looking for. Sometimes listening for specific information also involves listening to see if information is contained in a text. The characteristics of this question are always use 5W1A question. Example: who, where, how, many, and etc. Are you still with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Another types of question, it's about words meaning. Words meanings, the ability to infer the meaning of an unknown word by looking at the vocabulary around it or its content, is an important reading or listening skill. The content here refers to the sentence or paragraph where the unfamiliar words appear, which provide the readers with information to make sense of them. The example: what does the underlined words mean? What is the opposite of blah blah blah? Okay, what is the synonym of the words dark? What is the antonym of the words even? Okay, are you still here with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, do you understand what I have explained?
Ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, how to achieve learning objective? Let's do the following activities. I will divide you to work in pair, and after that I will play a news recording, and all of you please listen carefully. My partner will summarize the news, and I, as the listener, will listen for the misstatement or omission from my partner. Let's start. I will play a news recording, and all of you please listen carefully.
COVID-19 could cut wildlife trade. The coronavirus pandemic could cut the trade in wildlife. COVID-19 probably started at a market selling wild animals. It crossed over to humans. Eating wild animals with diseases can be dangerous. A conservationist wants to end the wildlife trade. He said this could help to stop the spread of disease. London Zoo said animal markets could be time bombs. They are perfect places for new viruses to start. About 75% of new infectious diseases come from animals. Animal diseases lead to millions of illnesses and deaths worldwide. An expert said the next virus could come along soon.
Please report what you have heard.
Okay, I will report my news about COVID-19 could cut wildlife from breakingnewsenglish.com. The coronavirus pandemic could cut wildlife. COVID-19 probably started wild animals. Eating wild animals that can carry disease can be dangerous. Conservation news wildlife said could help stop the spread of disease. London animal market could be said time bombs. Basis for new virus to start when 75% of infectious disease come from animals. The infection from animals led to of illnesses and death every year. Yes, ma'am. I think enough for my report.
Okay, you missed some information from the recording. It's about infectious disease come from the animal like SARS, MERS, Ebola. Is it right, Intan?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Are you still with me?
Ma'am.
Okay. Now I will play another news recording. Please listen carefully and summarize the news.
Coronavirus puts 50 million tourism jobs at risk. This is breakingnewsenglish.com. The coronavirus could cut 50 million tourism jobs. The tourism industry could become 25% smaller. People are not travelling. More countries are closing borders and asking people to self-quarantine. A tourism expert said the pandemic is a big threat to the tourism industry and to those who work in it. Tourism provides 10% of the world's jobs. It is one of the hardest hit industries. Korean Air is worried about its survival. Qantas cut international flights by 25%. World-famous sites are deserted, so restaurants and cafes could go out of business. Many hotel rooms will be empty for months. Tourism could take 10 months to recover.
Dian, please report the summary that you made. Vio, please listen and correct any misinformation or add information which is still incomplete. And after that, turn your position.
From the recording, I got information about coronavirus puts 50 million tourism jobs at risk. The coronavirus could cut 50 million tourism jobs. The tourism industry could become 25%. People not traveling, who come closing borders and asking people no self-quarantine. The tourism expressed the pandemic is stress to the tourism industry and to their work in tourism 10% work jobs. It is one of the highest industry. Korean Air is the survival contest cut in the next flight by 25%. World famous site restaurant, coffee good creators business. Many hotel rooms will be empty for months. Tourism could take 10 months to recover. Finish them.
Okay, thank you, Dian. Now, Vio.
I will respond to the incident again. You said Korean Air is the survivor, but according to what I heard, Korean Air is worried about its survival and was cut international flights by 25%. World famous sentence are deserted. Restaurant and cafe could go out of business.
Please discuss with your partner about the news that you heard and answer some questions individually. I give you 10 minutes to do that activity. Start now. Okay, let's check your understanding of the contents of the news. Vio, what is the news about?
The news about coronavirus put 50 million tourist jobs at risk.
Okay, the answer is coronavirus puts 50 million tourism jobs at risk. Now, what airlines is worried about its survival? Dian? Can you answer the second question?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, please answer the second question.
Airline Korean Air.
Okay. The last question is, there is word cut in the recording of the news. What does cut mean?
Meaning to reduce some tourism employees.
Okay, cut means reduce. At the end of our learning, you have do this activity. Ask yourself about what difficulty did you find in understanding the news. Okay, Elizabeth, please summarize what you have learned today.
Okay, so today we have learning about the news artifacts. Okay, the purpose of learning today, the first can capture the topic that is here. The second can grasp the meaning of the word here. And the third can catch the main idea that is heard. Then we learn about type of question. The first, the topic of the text. The second, the main idea of a paragraph. The third, the style information. The fourth, implied information. The fifth, certain information. The sixth, reference. The seventh, word meaning. And the eighth, the purpose of the text. Thanks, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much, Elizabeth. You are really a good student. Thank you for the summarize. Thank you for the conclusion for today. And how about the others? Any question? Okay, if there is no more question, I will close the class for today. Thank you for your attention. See you next week. Assalamualaikum. Good afternoon, my student.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, ma'am.